Hello, everyone. It is me, Jenna Ryan with SelfLoveU. And guess what? This is my first live stream, and I'm super excited. And I don't expect anyone to be here yet because I haven't announced it or anything. I'm just kind of checking this system out and seeing how it works. And I know that if I provide good content that people like, that there will be people that will listen, because there are people out there that want to hear more about ways to love yourself. So I just want to welcome everyone to the video today that I'm going to do. And what I wanted to talk about is um, community, and I wanted to welcome everyone to the community. If you haven't noticed, I've been in a mood for the past couple of days to really build community and to really create some really powerful videos and to create some content that is useful and that people like. So that's what I'm doing. And I want to let you know that my target audience, the people that I'm speaking to, are people that really desire to heal. If you really want to heal, you're the person that I'm talking to. I'm talking to people who maybe have gone through abuse in your life. You've had abusive situations and you want to come out of that abuse, and you want to figure out ways and strategies to become more strong and to set boundaries with other people. If you want to get out of toxic relationships, if you're tired of having the same types of relationships over and over and over again, and you want to be free from those kinds of relationships, and you want to get strong, and you want to have your own sense of power and your own sense of self like never before, you are who I'm talking to. I'm not, you know, it's really easy to get a lot of views if you want to bash narcissism and you want to bash people and stuff like that. Well, I'm not about that. I definitely am going to bash some people. I'm going to tell you about that toxic behavior on this channel. We're going to talk about that. But what I'm really here for is to help you to dig in, to dig deep, and to really figure out why you are having repetitive relationship patterns that are negative, why the relationships in your life are not effective, why you keep going back to an ex who is treating you like crap, why you want to text someone 100 times, why you have all these emotions, why you're not like other people, why are you attracted to a narcissistic person? Why is this narcissistic person in your life? Those are the people I'm talking to. I'm talking to people that are stuck in a prison of bad relationships, in a prison of not loving themselves, not knowing how to love themselves, and self-abuse. You know, people that look at me, I'm like turning red. This is nervous wracking. This is live, y'all. What's up? I'm Jenna Ryan with SelfLoveU, and I'm not messing around. I'm here. I have so much to say, and I'm sorry that it's taken me so long to get where I am. I could only do what I could do. And personally, I had to be at a space where I felt like I was capable and I had conquered things in order to speak before you and tell you the things that I've learned. And it's been great and it's been wonderful. And I have a lot to teach and I have a lot to tell. And I think that you will benefit from the channel and staying connected. I think that it will be like a big, gigantic community therapy session among all of us, but not therapy because I'm not a therapist. I'm just someone who has gone through the healing process of narcissistic abuse, of, I was abused in my life and I've come out of it and I'm not abused anymore. And I know how to build strong relationships, and I know how to get my needs met, and I know how to validate myself and all of these things. So that is the deal. Now, I don't know, can I chat on this thing? Can y'all ask questions? Since I started the channel years ago, man, I have gotten so many emails, hundreds and hundreds of emails. And, I wasn't able to answer all of the emails simply because I didn't have the emotional space inside of myself. I was working on my own stuff. I was journaling for myself, and I would do a video that was very pertinent to the time, and people would email me and I could not handle it. But at this point, I'm at a point where I have space, and I have space to handle it, and I have some healing under my belt. And I'm more able to help others, and I have space to listen to others and to really hear what others are saying and answer questions personally. The questions I get have a lot to do with, this guy cheated on me. He harmed me. He did the, I mean, I get really long emails where people tell me in detail what's going on, and I keep going back, and he promised me that he was not going to cheat, and now he's cheating, or she promised me she's not going to cheat, and I'm hurting. And these people have been emailing me for a couple of years, hurting, and there's pain in the process of being narcissistically abused, or being abused by another person, or not having relationships figured out, or not having a solid sense of self. It's very, very painful. And these people are in such pain. And I really, I just was overwhelmed by the response. All I could do was just create videos when I really felt in my heart to create them. Well, now I have a little bit more creative space. It's the holidays, and real estate right now is a little bit slower during the holidays. So I have a little bit more time to dedicate to my passion, which is helping people love themselves. And that's what I've been doing for years. I started my blog in 2012. 2012. So I've been talking about self-love. Well, the way it all got started was I was a coach. I was a motivational coach on social media. And I just started realizing that, I was in love with this guy, and I was totally in love with him. I mean, I was just like obsessed with him. I just really liked this guy. And it's a long story of how I got there. But I remember going, okay, this guy, it took me a couple of years of just being totally in love with this guy. And I noticed he had some issues, that he was not right, that he would do things that were not normal. And he would lead me on and pull me in and then spit me out, and then pull me in and spit me out. This whole time I'm a life coach, more of a motivational coach. I was teaching people to be their true selves, to be their whole selves. And I, had to go on my own journey. So I went on my own journey, and I started digging into why I'm in love with this guy who is a complete creep. This was around 2007, 8, 9, and 10. And I came across some literature on narcissism from Sam Vatkin on the internet, on Google. This was before anyone was talking about narcissists. He was the only one with any information. And I started just devouring this Sam Vatkin stuff. I didn't know why. I didn't put two and two together that the guy I was obsessed with was a narcissist. I knew nothing about anything. All I knew is whatever I was reading on Google was exactly what I needed to hear. And then at one point I came across, I would Google things like someone who can't love. And then I would have an answer on Google, and it would say a narcissist. And I was like, because the guy, I was so in love with him, and I was just so obsessed with why he could not seem to reciprocate the way he was. It was messed up. And I was like, cannot love. And up popped the definition of a narcissist. And I go, oh my gosh, that's him. You could have his picture right there. Grandiose sense of self. All of the things. He would care more about what others would think about him than he would care about me. He would chew me up and spit me out. He would stand over here. I was really involved in church. It's a long, long story, and it's very embarrassing because I was in love with this guy and did not understand why and what was going on. At the same time, I was teaching a course on my Facebook group about how what is manifesting on the outside of your life is manifesting on the inside. Whatever you manifest on the outside is also what is on the inside. You're a mirror of what's going on. So if you're attracted to this guy who's treating you like crap, that means that somewhere on the inside of you, you are programmed. I guess that's a really good word for it. Programmed. You are queued up. You are manifesting this in your life. And so I began to, instead of looking at the guy who was obviously a narcissist, and I started looking within and saying, what is causing me to be so drawn to the narcissist, this narcissist man? I am obsessed with him. I cannot quit thinking about him. This was way back when, but this is how I was. Couldn't quit thinking about him night and day. Just could have written him poetry, could have, every song was it was like a teenage crush. It was like a very immature position that I was in. But I looked normal. I looked adult. I was doing very well for myself. I was a coach. I was doing great. But I still had this dying obsession for this person, and it was killing me. It was so very painful, this obsession I had. And I figured out he was a narcissist, and, I would send him long emails, and I said in one of them, I just thought I was going to help him change. I was going to help this narcissist change. And he did revel in all of the attention that I gave him. However, I found out through him that he's never going to change, that this guy doesn't care about anyone. And so in a way, the universe let me see what a narcissist is in this petri dish of this relationship, this obsession I had with this guy. And I got to see what narcissism really is, because I would test it out. It was fun. I would do something and see what he would do, and he would triangulate. And I got to see the whole gambit of what narcissists do. And one of the worst realizations of it was that he did not love me, because a lot of times those narcissists, they make you feel like they love you, they love bomb you. And you get under the trance of, oh my gosh, this guy's in love with me. He just can't get to me. There's something blocking him. I need to help him. Oh my gosh, we have this great and powerful love. And all I got to do is figure it out and read some more Sam Vaknin. And Sam Vaknin's stuff years ago, back in the 2009, whatever, was basically saying every day I would come back and it would be like, nope, hopeless. Narcissists don't care. You're, barking up the wrong tree. Just all that stuff that is being repeated on the line through all the YouTube channels today. I got firsthand from Sam Vaknin and read it, and I would go back and, it was a lot of cognitive dissonance. I wouldn't believe it. And I'd go back and I'd be, but I love him so much. And I know he loves me. And if only, we can figure this out. But you know what? The narcissist wants to keep you in that place of thinking that there's always hope. Because what are you? That means you are in a place of narcissistic supply. Because the narcissist has many sources of supply that are trying to fix them and trying to figure them out. Long story short, I figured out who that guy was. I spent way too much time, way too much energy, way too much effort trying to figure this dude out. He's a model, really gorgeous. And, then I started looking at, why am I manifesting this? Why am I in love with this person who's not able to reciprocate? Why am I trying to fix him? Why do I even care? Why am I wasting my energy? I know that what we manifest on the outside is what is on the inside. And so I began to take responsibility through the process and started looking inside of me and saying, why am I like this? Why am I attracted to this? Because not everybody's going to be attracted to that kind of persona. And I started realizing that at the end of the day, I had been raised in a narcissistic environment, and it was a covert narcissistic environment. It wasn't an overt. It wasn't like he was. He was an overt, malignant narcissist. Okay. From my view, I can't really diagnose anyone, but I'm telling you, based on all the stuff that's out there, that's what he was. But then I discovered that I had come from a covert narcissistic environment, which means that it wasn't overt. So that's why it took me so long to figure out what the heck was going on. But it was through this obsession that I had for this narcissist, this guy. It was through this obsession that I learned what narcissism truly is. And I learned that the narcissist actually has no feelings. they mirror feelings, they mimic feelings. They may have some feeling. I mean, who knows? I can't speak for every single person, but for the most part, they don't feel like a normal person, or they don't feel like an empath. My empathy, my care, they don't have that. And that's when I discovered that. And then the real healing journey started whenever I was able to look at my family of origin, people I loved so much. Is that people coming on and saying, hey, what's up? We're going to get this down and we're going to play. We're going to do some good stuff. We're going to do some good work. So I'm just focusing on this right now, but we're going to rock this out. Okay. We're going to rock out this community. It's going to be huge. Okay. So once the healing started, whenever I went and looked at my family of origin, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It was like ripping my heart out of my chest. In fact, I did have a heart attack years later, but it was rough, y'all. And when I realized the way I was raised and the family system that I was raised in was a narcissistic family system. And when I came to that realization, knowing that the feelings, are not there, that are supposed to be there, that I thought were there, that just ripped me into shreds. But it's in the breaking down that we become healed. It's in breaking down that we become whole. And so I broke it down and opened up a whole can of worms and a whole bunch of grief and a whole bunch of realizations. And it all began to make sense. And it all began to come together. Oh, so that's why I was so obsessed with that guy. So that's why, oh my God. And it just all started coming together, one piece at a time, one day at a time, one journal at a time, one video at a time, one book at a time, one relationship at a time, one no contact at a time, one toxic behavior that I'm like, oh, I know what you're doing. That's not going to work here. One boundary at a time, one moment of self-realization, one moment of loving myself, one moment of getting to the heart and loving my inner child, one moment at a time, I grew into a whole person. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm saying I work really, really hard. I am serious about healing. I'm not joking. I've treated it as a full-time job, a part-time job. I would take emotional healing over money. I would take emotional healing over anything. I want my healing. I want to feel good. I want to love myself, and I want to know what it feels like to love myself. And I want to know what it feels like to be loved. And that is what this channel is all about. And that's what I'm here to say. And so you guys join me, because we're going to be talking about all this stuff, and I'm going to explain a little more about where I am and how I got here and how you can get here. We're going to do questions and answering. We're going to do whatever it takes. We're going to all get there together. Okay. And if you have questions, you're welcome to ask. Okay. Hey, I just broke up with the guy who had what? I had a shitty childhood and working on self-healing currently and all my stuff. Well, you are the person that this channel is for. This channel right there. Did you see what she just wrote? I can't really see it. I don't know what we're going to do about that. Go get sweetie. You are what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who had crappy childhoods. You may not even know it. And people who are in abusive situations and wondering why and wanting to get out. Because I got out of the prison and I live a free life today. And I get out of entanglements today. And I am strong today. And I do amazing things today that I never would have dreamed possible, including talking to you guys right now. So I really appreciate you. And I don't know how long these are supposed to go on. I guess you're eventually supposed to turn them off. I'll do this again. You guys share this. I'm offering coaching as well. If you want to email me at selfloveuonline@gmail.com, I will schedule you for coaching. Yeah, I'm doing it all. I'm doing live coaching face-to-face. Once my schedule gets all booked up, then I'll probably start doing some other things. But right now I have time in my schedule for you. If you want to do coaching, one-on-one. I've had hundreds of people ask me, and now, yes, it's available. And also, I'm going to be doing videos out the wazoo. So if you have questions, come and ask. Email me, selfloveyouonline@gmail.com. Join us for these live events. I don't know how often we're going to have them, but we are going to have them. And I feel like we made some progress today. Do y'all? Oh, I need to make this bigger. I've been dating emotionally unavailable guys, narcissists, since I started dating. I was married for 10 years. You're the person that this channel is for. You are the epitome of what I'm looking for. Male, female, just people that are repeating a pattern, stuck in a prison, stuck in a pattern, feeling lost, feeling like you don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. You may, have been going to counseling for years and you haven't made any progress. Well, we're about to get down and make some progress together. And I want to hear from everyone. And I barely want to stop this because I'm having so much fun. So look out, world. Here we come. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.